Hi to all my stitching friends. I hope you all had a great stitching week. I unfortunately didn't have such a wonderful week with my stitching, and I'll explain why in a moment. So this is Gracious Era, which I've currently been working on, and as you can see it's quite a colourful piece, and it's a lovely sort of Victorian scene. So I think in my last video I only managed to have this lovely couple here finished, so I have actually done quite a lot, and I've got all this sort of area done over on this side. So yeah, it was a little bit touch and go with this one recently. I had a few problems. Namely, I seemed for some reason to get mixed up with my colours, and when that happens it can be an absolute nightmare. So what happened to me was I didn't realise for ages that I'd actually, this sort of lighter grey, sort of medium grey in the middle, I was using a much lighter grey, nearly off-white, and I couldn't understand why that had happened. So I had to sort of cross-reference with the picture, and then I had to go back and say, well, why have I used the wrong grey in the middle of this umbrella here? But then I found out which symbol that I'd actually made a mistake with, and I realised that it wasn't just in the umbrella that I'd used the wrong colour. The same symbol was in other areas of the picture, for instance down and along the dress here, and I had also filled in the wrong colour here too. So somehow this part of the umbrella and this part of the dress I had filled in a lighter grey for some reason. So I went back to have checked through my bobbins and checked through all the stuff that I have prepared, and I realised that what actually has happened is that I've used the wrong colour thread wound around the wrong bobbin. So there was supposed to be this colour thread on my symbol, and instead I had a lighter grey. So obviously when I was getting that symbol up in my chart, I was using the wrong colour all along because it was wound around my bobbin. So you can just imagine how frustrating that is. So the first thing I did was, of course, I said to my husband, look what I've done all this colour wrong. And he said, don't worry, I'll unpick it for you, because he's really good like that. So he unpicked all this area, and it was really frustrating, and also unpicked some of this dress. Now I would have left that as it was with the lighter grey, but it didn't look right to me, and then once I realised the mistake, the worse it got the more I looked at it, and then I said no, you know, I can't continue with this unless I correct it. So I had to pick out that bit. Now if, for instance, I was thinking if I had done the wrong colour, say in the entire dress, if it didn't look bad to me I probably would leave it, because I don't want to pick out the entire dress. But you know, if it looked off or it looked wrong, I think I'd have had to. So yeah, just be aware that these things happen, and they do set you back a little bit, and they can be really frustrating. But I managed to correct it, and it looks much better. And I can only think that the reason why that happened is I was probably watching Netflix or something and trying to stitch at the same time. And this is why I keep saying to myself, don't do anything that's too awkward when you're trying to watch a film at the same time. So that was my mishap this week, and I wouldn't exactly call it little, and I wouldn't exactly call it huge, but it is kind of frustrating. Aside from that, I'm doing my backstitch as I go along, and I've managed to backstitch around this lovely lady and backstitch around this box, and I think it's looking well, and I really love the way the lanterns come out too. So it's taken me not that long actually to do this whole section. And one thing I can say about this design, actually is two things I can mention. One of them is that it's quite an easy stitch really, because there's a lot of sort of vertical and horizontal blocks of colour, and it's not that random, so it's quick, pretty easy to grab a colour and go sort of like this orange here up and down, which is really great for watching Netflix. And also there is a little tiny impediment with the chart. I find that there's sort of one symbol that has three different colours. So there might be sort of like a letter E that's in green, which indicates one colour. There's the same symbol E in a red, indicates another colour, and there's the same symbol in black, which indicates another colour. So if you're looking at this at night time and you're looking at the E and you're mistaking the green E for the black E, you're going to use the wrong colour. So yeah, I was having problems with this green at night because I couldn't tell which symbol, whether it was a green or blue symbol. Green and blue looks very similar in dim light, so I was having trouble with that. So yeah, just to be aware that sometimes the charts can be a little deceptive, or a symbol can look very similar to another symbol, and that's really a bit of a pain. But apart from that, it's looking quite good, and I think I will move on to continue working in that direction. So that's my little update for the week, and I hope you enjoy your own stitching. Let me know how that's going on, and I'll catch up with you soon, I hope. Take care.